Sorry, we're getting a little bit of a late start here. Let's just go ahead and jump right into our standings. We got Valiant taking on Crimsons. Both of them kind of looking to punch up into this top 16. These are both two teams that have, swore up and down that, they definitely belong higher up in my power rankings. Have had some ups and downs, some good looks and some struggles. Valiant's 5-4, Crimson's 4-5. I will say, Valiant coming off of a huge win over Nog Academy. This is what, on Monday. This is an enormous dub. This is an enormous dub there for Valiant. I would not have put my money on Valiant to come out with this one. And so despite losses to, two very strong teams in Villain and Normal, I think this one speaks volumes. And also they 3-0'd Voidwalkers, which they were quick to remind me earlier in the season. I think this is a Valiant squad that haven't gotten as good a look at. Wanted to get them on here tonight and see if they are the real deal. It's going to be an Ilios pick here out of Valiant. They will start on the attack. Crimson, this is a team that also been fighting to move up into my power rankings, that had an exceptional season 5, but a lot of changes coming into season 6. And so we're quite sure where to put them. They have, after a 4-2 start, have dropped their last 3. So looking to stop that skid here and see if they can hold on to a spot in our top 16. So it was a diva ban there from Crimsons. There was a time prior to those 3 losses, starting to see them kind of find their rhythm after putting this new squad together. We know that Ame has a lot of punching power. But then that 3-game skid. Yeah, and then so Crimson's have almost entirely re-rostered in this last week. Yes, exactly what I was just kind of getting into. They picked up most of Naga Cat. So that's where you're getting Chaco coming in. Is that when Ginger joined the squad as well? Yeah, so that's when they got Ginger. Naga Cat still have Star Bion, HK, Zero Pizza, last I saw. All right, so we'll see how this new look of Crimson's fares. Both teams showing us the hazard here early. We're going to get the... Yeah, absolutely going to get a Lucio carry dive. Sin in the Sojourn versus Chaco in the Freya. Your two major differences here. Your two only differences, frankly, between the two compositions. Cotillion Volt down the corner. Oop, Spectre coming in off the outside. Circles around from that wide flank. With help with that finish on to Chaco. It's a good move in, but Big Warrior's not able to hold that coast side. Ends up losing Mega Pack control. Ginger's low. There's the swift step in. Ooh, the block is up. Spectre's still going to find that kill. So no team has a take on board at the moment. We have had a cap in from Valiant here early. Oh, I owe you a ban. I'm sorry. Let's see. It was the Diva ban was from Valiant. We had a Genji ban from Crimson. So those bans are from this morning. Sin moves to match, comes off the Soj, goes in to match the Freya, and return to the spectacular fight. After getting popped earlier, it comes back out for a bit of revenge. Valiant hold on to the point throughout the entirety of that. Oh, but Chaco with immediate revenge. Once again, we see Big Warrior push in, pick up the kill. This time backed up by a Kitsune Rush. So when we saw, perhaps overextend for those kills in previous fights, this time Desao is there to help aid with it. Now Little's going to drop in a sound barrier. Only 3 people there for that beat. Downboard catches 2. Chef and Rifle are stuck in that. Root it down. Ginger's going to thaw out, and Iceland will grab a kill on Little there at the end of the fight. We will get a flip here out of Crimson. 99% on the board for Valiant. It's a good start for him here to open up in this series. So they rush in from Sinsu. Ooh, I'm gonna try to toss in a pulse. Amidst that, neither's gonna find purchase. It was a good disengage there from Valiant. They're able to back up towards that back right alley. Oh, but Desao ends up. I mean, what a great read. It was just off camera there, so I don't know if Desao just swift step in and got caught with no cooldowns. But still a big advantage here to Crimson's. They're finding that carry early, and these trades just all favoring. Spectre says, I got one. Forgetting themselves with the pulse. Look at fight win here out of Crimson's. This is going to send us to a final fight here to determine our opening round. Big Warrior going over to a Wrecking Ball here to try to get a touch. We are going to have a Kitsune Rush available. The ball does circle around, initiate the overtime there. That was Bolo shot thrown in from Sid. That was from way across the map. Rush tossed in without Big Warrior here. I mean, it's really up to Spectre as the only one who can anchor. And just, not enough point presence, really, for Valiant to hold on to this. So a complete swing back. Valiant able to get it to 99, but Crimson's then take control. Will end up taking it all the way from the 0-99, take the round. Bit of a dance around here early. highly mobile comps. Feels like one false use of a cooldown. And you're in trouble. Yeah, and it's Chef who gets caught in this one. Back in cage. As soon as it used, and Ginger's able to strike back to pick up Spectre. Yeah, a couple of different fights going on either end of this cage. It looks like, Sin and Valiant able to eventually force Crimson's out if they did grab first control. That connection will get... Oh, nice. The connection got the recall out. Sin got the follow-up. I thought it might have been Big Warrior who ends up trying to jump on that. But no, it's Sin who locates the Tracer for that first blood. They're going to collapse in onto Ginger. Take Iceland down about 5%. It's 5 or 6% away from the downpour. I think it was actually 6% when they went back into spawn. Another good fight win here out of Valiant. Now, this is looking eerily familiar. We saw Valiant take it to 99 there in the last round before losing control and then never getting it back again. Downpour is going to catch Choco early, but Choco gets the bolo shot in. Helps to take Big Warrior down. And that is an enormous pick. And that will be the flip here going over to Crimson's. Boomsticks, I guess I didn't realize you had friends on this team? Question mark? I mean, I guess what, you do have a couple of, what, Sins and Ginger? Are you? No, I'm not confident on that. I mean, obviously I know Ginger's from Iceland. Sin's I'm not as confident on. Oh, nice headshot. Pick up Spectre. Not connect for a good opening kill. Oh, Chef up top does get a pick on to Sin with that move around the lighthouse. You get the boop, you'll force the reset. So we do get an important fight win here out of Crimson. It's a big overextension. Oh, Ame is able to close it out. Both Ginger and Ame getting back to safety after that late pick. And yeah, this is feeling eerily similar, I must say. Deja vu indeed, friends. Deja vu indeed. High ground control there from Valiant. I was almost expecting a dash up with this OC, get away from the Tracer. Chef will die inside that room. Got stuck, Sid, and wisely pops the OC, and then sound barrier fight goes the way of Valiant. It was a great capitalization on an out-of-position Chef, and Valiant ring that call out to the entire team, recognizing a golden opportunity has been seized here. Now you're going to have Ame coming in for a touch this far side. Oh, has to fall back from the Mega. Chef goes down. I don't think we're going to get anybody else here to touch this point. Ame does not make it back. We're headed to round 3. Oh, and Choco, of course, Choco. Yeah. Might even become your roommate? Oh, awesome. Yeah, because Choco was on Rats at one point. I knew that. Okay. They are mostly Europeans. Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense, Boomsocks. Makes sense. That's what I was thinking. Oh, Ginger got the boop kill on to Desal. Oh, that's good. Didn't expect that one to happen. You know, you got a wall climb or a swim step or something there out of your carry. Sid is gonna get a disengage pick. We are actually getting first cap over to Valiant, despite what was looking like an advantage here to Crimson's. Now Ginger returns to the point, and Chef does come up with that kill. Things have gotten a little messy here at the back half of this fight. Since was able to swift step back into the dry land, but doesn't get out. Doesn't get much further than that. Downpour in for Big Warrior. Able to find Chef with that. Ginger returns the favor, but kills had already called through. Nobody left to root by the time Ginger hit Q. They're having a pretty good fight here. We're gonna get Crimson to control this point. Alright, Spectre moving in for presence on the objective. Big Warrior gonna try to catch somebody in transition, perhaps. Not gonna happen, but, you know, Spectre does find Cinch somewhere on this point. Now Sound Barrier tossed in. Choco trying to swing a 4v5 with this overclock. Oh, there's a couple of great take aims out of Sin. Both land true. Flip comes in. Well, at least Will. Little picks up a pair. So far more back and forth here in our third round. Ginger, your damage leader in the lobby right now, is running up into this room and is surrounded. Chef is the one actually caught. Beautiful wall. The jagged wall claiming the Lucio. Poor Cinch. So I had like double jump scare. Like had a hazard leap at him and was like, oh, you're on my team. And then immediately behind him, it's Big Warrior. It's like, oh, no, no. Then Cinch is down. Valiant in control of the point. 85% and counting. You do have an enormous sound barrier advantage. And it does connect despite the bolo shot in play. 92% of the boards, Ginger heads up to the high ground. So sound barrier used just to get to the point on this objective. We do get an overtime initiated. Cinch is close to an ultimate. Big Warrior tosses in there. Downpour. Did not see anybody hitting that. Two trades come in favoring Crimsons. Put themselves up 4v3 in the fight. You're going to try to go outside looking for more, but Ginger cannot step off this point. Downpour from Big Warrior did not seem to find anything. Crimsons flip it. 71 to 99. It feels like for the third round in a row, we're going to a final fight. 99-99 situation here. Big Cow US, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate you. Overclock hits through their combo, just thrown directly on top of Big Warrior. With a beautiful Suzu to bail them out. DeSal's now down. It's just a little left on this point. Oh, and that's not going to be enough. Crimson's able to clean up in this final fight. Devaluing some important ultimates here late in the map. Notably, DeSal's Katsune Rush here in this most recent fight. We're now a 3v1, just need a little cleanup. There it is. Map 1, we'll go over to Crimson's. Duke, I mean, wow, every map felt so very close. Oh, who do y'all think had most damage in the lobby? I don't know. That's gonna be a tough call. That's gonna be a tough call. I think probably leaning. I mean, Ginger had it there when we checked before round 3. That feels like that didn't change. Okay, so we're getting a Risa ban out of Valiant, and in this Flashpoint map. Stats there on map 1 extraordinarily close. I mean, look at 7. 7 to 9 to 11 deaths, depending on, your 7 to 9 deaths for your tank and support. I mean, Alme, like, goes 23 and 5, miraculously. But, your at least your damage between your DPS otherwise very consistent there. See, it was a Tracer ban coming in from Crimson's. You ready for map 2?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Initial flashpoint market.
Ooh, Ginger on the junk quick. And this crazy awesome skin. Big Warriors sticking in, sticking with the has. We're actually getting the Spectre Genji. So a little bit of a shift there from map 1 with also kind of sitting, gonna give this, this Sojourn a try. We had Sin kind of give this a little bit of a go with in the opening map on Ilios into the frame here before it was all said and done. But so far, first cap here for Valiant. Whenever we get that with just a little pressure, keeping Crimson's off this point. That is Shout and Carnage Axe, both used here already from Ginger, so not a whole lot of cooldowns to try to pursue this. Does land a good Gracie. This is prevents the follow-up damage. Machako out of this fight. Crimson's are running out of teeth here to try to take this point back. This is going to be a fight win coming through from Valiant.
I'm on my game now.
Pancake says, I support my ulti. Never bat blood. Real one indeed, Warden. A real one indeed. Oh, Chaco's going to get caught. Me when I'm a Cassidy, you're no longer a Cassidy. You're no longer Cassidy. But that is just first cap. Oh, our first point, rather. Over to Valiant. Well, we are headed to Ruins, so both teams high-tailed across the map. Actually, a favorable spawn here for Crimson's. Valiant rush in to see if they can charge up, clog up his choke. Using that jagged wall. Oh, and the Violent Late finish off the Icelandic Junker Queen. Big Warrior continues to mount up kills here. I mean, a flawless start out of Valiant. Big Warrior currently 6 kills, 2,400 damage. It looked like a pretty good sized downpour there. Oh, but Ginger Reaper responds to purple. I think it was more. Desau cleansed a couple. There was the cleanse. This is just a tiny Overwatch little brawl of a fight. And it comes up all Valiant in that. Yeah, I guess the cleanse just took a moment to get through. Did Desau miss the cleanse, or did the Rampage actually hit more and Desau had to cleanse themselves? But then you saw the purple get cleansed off just a couple of seconds into it. So it looked like it was a little late, but, you know, better late than never. Sin going down, I believe it was the first death here for Valiant. Ame is going to double out on that one. Trying to bonk their way to victory here. Oh, that wasn't a bonk. I'm sorry. That was just a pixel sword. No bonk. So first fight win, first cap here out of Crimson's. Didn't not make the jump to the high ground. Considering Russia in play, and Chaco now unleashes with their own OC. Ginger does get cut down from the front line, and Little lands a beautiful volley of Cheerios here to make this +2. I'm still trying to fend off Spectre in the back, and with some helps from Chef, they're able to get that one. So here comes the rest of Valiant, kind of cleaning up where they should have probably a moment sooner. And they're going to close out Ruins. Now up 2-0 here on Suravasa, and they get a really nice spawn, just backing right up to Temple. Oh, nice little headshot combo. The ghost shot on that. You didn't even see the primary fire. You just saw the red. Okay, you end up 1 by 1. Valiant just closed the gap and pulled the trigger, you know, against Crimson. Crimson is kind of stalled out in that back corner. Got locked in indecision. Valiant made the decision for him. And maybe they were waiting for a cooldown or something to come back, but either way. Rampage is going to pick up 3, including the blade from Spectre. Little Sound Barrier will prevent any further deaths. The Big Warrior's still low, but is able to locate Chaco. Ooh, nice move from Sidge. Backs up, gets a pick. Ginger still full health. Closes out, kill on to Sal. So a messy back and forth. This is gonna apparently result in a Crimson's flip at this point. Chaco finding that kill, and Spectre eventually fall, and we'll get them in control. Oh no! Chaco thought they had the advantage there with that rush. Now we're gonna get the 4th ultimate. Third. Throw it in here from Crimson's. The blade will work out. Nice little dash combo. Claim Spectre. Crimson's aren't gonna go down 0-3 here on Suravasa. We're headed to the opposite side of the map. You've got just Palace and Gardens left. Little did initiated overtime. Are they gonna try to fight that? I don't think anybody else is close enough. Yeah. Now they don't have that speed too to make this rotation. Fortunately, they do get the garden spawn. I think that lack of speed would have really come back to haunt them if they had to go all the way to Palace. Rampage immediately hits 2. Sal Clinton's already in. Spectre drops. Chaco has no C in play. Nothing the Sal can do but sit back and watch. Good fight here from Crimson to open it up. You did get that one trade from Big Warrior. Got the Mark explosion. Is what that was. You know, I haven't seen that very often yet. But that's absolutely what that was. Right? Yeah, I wish we had like a meter or something to see how much damage. Whoa! Wow, just primary fire right to the dome bomb. I mean, that'll do it. What an opener! It shouldn't be that easy, but you know, boy, Big Warriors in play. They just make it look that easy. Ginger low on health. Crimson's will get it 58%, but eventually Valiant will take control. Absolutely, I love the JQ. I love the JQ ward. I love watching JQ. I love playing Junker Queen. It seems like such a fun and well-designed hero. I also love the skin, right? I think it's just a cool skin. Very unique. JQ has a tail, for goodness sake. All right, Spectre, you're going to blade in. Downpour thrown from Big Warrior as well. Looks like they were able to catch Chef with the downpour. And they're going to deny Ginger an exit. But as a Sin defensive OC to try to hold on to this, they just get ran over by Ame. Sin uses the Kitsune Rush very early in this engagement. That did force the disengage, so maybe it worked out. You know, and you're able to catch Valiant backpedaling away. They do not make a clean rotation back to this objective. But could still close it out here on Gardens with one more fight win. We will get one more fight on this flashpoint one way or another. We'll say a bunch of ultimates here in the pocket of Crimson's. Keep an eye on Desal. Moment Desal uses this Suzu. Expect that Rampage to come in. We also have, you know, a Beat Blade combo. We'll see if, you know, you'd like to see Crimson's hold on to some of these ults for the next point. Give me the OC sound barrier. Tossed in here, start things off. Big Warrior's gonna get popped. Desal's down, lands themselves right in a disruptor shot. Chaco has a nice little three-piece. Here to close out Gardens, his fourth, his fifth, and final flashpoint over on Palace. Alright, well, the only ultimate they save from that previous fight is the Blade, but Ame makes good on that, finds Desal with it, even without anything such as that sound barrier to try to combo with it. So it ends up being, I mean, 3 ultimates in the previous fight versus this one, and just the perfect amount of investment. Just a little dash of that here, a little spice of that there. Crimsons have found the perfect recipe for success here in the past couple flashpoints. First cap here. Oh man, a little bit of a duel for the high ground. Singe has a Kitsune Rush down low. Ginger's able to put some profound damage onto Big Warrior and will force them right back off of this objective. Sound barrier now in play. Spectre with a blade. Oh, and things are looking a little bit messy. Disengage out of Such. That's the cooldown juice. 2, 3 slashes in. You get the reset. It's the only one you're going to find here for your Spectre with the Katana. But it's enough to get the flip on the point. You've got Big Warrior waiting with a downpour for anybody else that approaches. Ginger and Shaka coming back up on another ult rotation. Spectre takes a lot of damage on a big shot from Chaco lands. The knife, the Rampage on the back of the downpour. Rampage is enormous! Oh no! Desal had already used the Suzu. I didn't see it, but Ginger certainly made the read. It's a gargantuan Rampage to give Crimson's control of this point. That one hit 4. Just as the root was finishing on the downpour as well, right? The timing on that was exquisite. One final fight could do it here for Crimson's. OC in the pocket. Sin's tried to answer. Big Warrior and Sin both low. Chaco, yeah, slides back to the point. Desal founds the kill. Sin is going to pick up Chef with this OC, but will they themselves get traded out? 4v3 here from Valiant on this point. Nice. Headshot lands, but Spectre's down. 3v3. Low health bars all around here from Crimson's, but we're running out of reinforcements. If you're Valiant, Desal needs to hit some of these kunai and needs to hit him now. Sin's just going to go ahead and throw the Kitsune Rush right over Ginger. The Suzu used for Desal. Big Warrior leaps in, but cannot connect. The disengage away, not enough from Valiant to hold on. And Crimson's close this one out in 5. Kind of the mini reverse sweep, the in-map reverse sweep here on Suravasa. And Crimson's move up to match point. I gotta tell y'all, like, if somebody's just joining in here and you just see this 2-0 on the board, there's no way you could quite comprehend just how incredibly close both of these two maps have been. I thought we were going into this third map tied up at 1 apiece for sure. Crimson's clutch up The new roster serving them well here. Remember, this is a team that started off season 4-2, go on a 3-game skid. Pretty big roster changes. They get a lot of the non-academy players, and now looking for a massive turnaround here today. And this would be a good one. This would be a good one. I mean, it's not a win over Archelon or anything. It'd still be a good win. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Job is certainly not done. Valiant have a chance to get rid of their goose egg, see if they can kind of swing the momentum, shift the tides, and they're going to go to Circuit Royale to try to make that happen. And then Yari ban there from Valiant. Let's go look at some stats from that too. So we are in fact getting the brawl look here from. Whoops, I guess we can go in map, huh? We're getting the brawl look here from the Valiant defense, actually, as it's Crimson's starting us off on the attack, and we can get that swap for you. Also means your bans are going to be backwards. The team who picks the map always goes on the attack. Like, I just assumed at this point. Like, it's so rare that they buck that trend. Just left us some Ginger Pop able to claim that kill on the Sen. Little dash through, a little fortunate to get out of there. And try to speed Big Warrior away. They lose the Sal, they lose Spectre. Lucky to get out with what remnants of the ranks that they have. Oh, a great bow. Start scouting here, just focus on Big Warrior. Big Warrior uses the jab spin earlier, but still has the Fortify to come out here and touch with. Good use of the cooldowns. Cycles back up toward that jab spin without having to hit the fort. Without having to use the gold. Man, Matrix in, but a beautiful energy job. Caught Cinch just perfect. Square. Ginger's still able to pick up one, so right click through that window. It can clean Sin. Now the grab tossed in. Big Warrior was so close to eating that. Knew it was coming. Little was not able to escape along the wall. And the kills may not have come in during the grab, but they will come in. Big Warrior is able to trade on one. Ginger rifles down. Is this a 1v1? Sin shows up. Ame with no health. This defense looking to hold. Sin's able to get Ame with the disruptor shot. This defense has held. Unbelievable. As two ult sorting from each side, both sound barriers, both DPS claiming one with each of their aforementioned ultimates. Now we get the return. Chaco's OC into Spectre's blade. Spectre, well, once again, we're going to get the trades. We're down to a 2v2 on this point. 2v3, excuse me. Abe was still alive. And Crimson's able to leverage that. Finally get a point on the board here. Oh, and Matrix counterpunch. Crimson's just trying to get away as fast and as far as they can. And a couple of resources cooldown used in that endeavor. Well, did not see where Spectre goes down at. I think it was down at the base of the hill. We're gonna get a little bit of push here in this 4v4. Terror Surgery pulls in 3. Ginger has to back up the wrong direction, but does kill Big Warrior in doing so. So despite losing the Lucio and the Terra Surge, Ginger is able to strike back. Gets 3, looking for 4. There's 4 for Ginger. Claiming that last final blow. There's only 3 players left here for Crimson's, though. Okay, here comes Chef back into the fight. Choco on the way. No contest, so they will get this second point despite not having all 5. Grab thrown in on the corner. Immortality failed a little off the mark, a little too far behind. Trying to play it safe, make sure they would stay out of sight lines. Unfortunately, it doesn't keep your team alive. Boomsocks, is that a Sui? Like Arkansas? Like Arkansas Razorback Sui? I mean, I just unexpected. Unexpected. Well, easy there, Ame. Easy there, champion. So whatever the pep talk was, it was not enough for the defense to hold. Spectre trying a May here at this very end. Let's go to Chuck over here in this top high ground. Ooh, just barely able to find the top of Sid. It's going to force that immortality filled out. Good pick from Big Warrior, though. Leaving only Lucio heals left for Ginger on this Zarya. Oh. They may not need a whole lot of sustain when your damage output is just so darn high. That was a blizzard tossed in from Spectre from the ceiling. Unfortunately, just does not catch anything. The grab will lock this out in place. The Tracer's recall has been forced. You will get a last touch here. We're going to have a pretty enormous time bank for Crimson's with exactly 2 minutes left on the clock.
Score 0-3. Switching sides.
Possible bad message from Cinch.
Initiating.
And now of course, Valiant are going to reverse sweep. Yep. Yep.
Ready for battle.
Yeah, you better be sorry, Iceland. You better be sorry. Ginger, 32-1 there on that attack, by the way. Almost 10k damage just on the attack alone. I know who Ronaldo is, Boomstocks. See, there's a very American thing tied with that. And it's like a sweet. Yep. Yep. Very American thing. Very American collegiate football thing.
3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming.
I don't know what Ronaldo does with it. Someone does it as his celebration too? Oh, gotcha. I just think of someone as being like extremely giddy and dancing. I can't think of like a Sui noise celebration. Oh. Sid tried to go wheels down. Ginger wins just a satisfying creation. I mean, that one just hit all the dopamine. There is something very satisfying about the Sigma Rock. At least landing a good one. We're gonna get an early Flux here out of Ginger. That was a 60-second gravitic Flux. You're basically on par with the supports, with the Sal. You beat your own supports. DeSalle was able to match you in ult charge on that, but that was an insanely fast gravitic flux. That was ridiculous. Ant-Matrix OC. Oh, the slide-in catch Sid in the doorway. Not quite able to get into cover. Big Warrior swapped over to a Ramastra, by the way, after just getting destroyed in that previous fight. Or maybe it was already on a Ramastra. I was just so enamored with the Ginger Sigma on this defense. Spectre will get the Blizzard down, not get it eaten. He's able to find a kill on the Ginger. Blade has been unleashed here, unsheathed, should I say. And Ame is able to pick up an important pick onto DeSalle. We'll see how far Valiant are going to get this cart before the defense catches up with them. Bit of a scrim going on the top of this little cafe. Looks like Big Warrior and company will find an exit pick onto Cinch. This could make this contest very difficult. Once you get your own BAP, I mean, it's an enormous advantage. Big Warrior should be able to just W forward with this Annihilation, take over this point. Shaka was hoping to find an early pick so they could stop that from happening. I mean, a kill on the Little actually might just do it. That aim speed would have been very useful for the Annihilation that was about to come out. Ame at 1 health, survives. Able to get around the corner, escape the vortex as well. That's gross. Guy Vortex was just moments away. That's what I'm claiming Ame, and they just, it was like kissing the edge of their nose as they stood there with 1 HP. Ame survives, claps back, defense stabilizes. All right, Little. That's the amp already used. Spectre with another Blizzard. Ant-Matrix up from the defense. Chakowicz have already made good on that. Blizzard thrown in from Spectre. There's the run-in touch from Little. Big Warriors are actually able to get Cinch again in this. Unclear if anybody else was affected by the Blizzard, but the map has been cleaned. The series as well. Crimson's 3-0 here today. Looking good in the new roster. Almost typed thank you for Scrim. It's, you know, we saw Brimstock talking earlier that there's a lot of European players here on this Crimson squad. That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. You can tell they're getting tired, you know. Cinch is like, thanks for Scrim. Crimson stopped the skid. They're able to put it into the nosedive and stop the 3-game losing streak with a big 3-0. An important dub. But what a close game. Obviously the Circuit Royale gets very one-sided. Yeah, Ginger's gonna drop a 40 bomb there, 42 into 2. And we saw that 60-second gravitic flux, I think, was really just kind of embodied the entirety of that map. But both maps 1 and 2 were, I mean, as close as you can get. We're absolutely as close as you can get. 2-1, 99-99s on all 3 rounds. They're on Ilios. 3-2 Suravasa that had an in-map reverse sweep. Where I thought for certain Valiant were taking control and we're tying up the series. They're on Suravasa. And a really, really important turn there. A tough MVP. I think I'm just going to go to Ginger here with this one. A dominant force all day long. I mean, lead and damage every single map. You're looking at, you know, even on Circuit where you often see the hit scan actually beat out the tank in damage. Not here. I mean, you have a 42 and 2 performance on Sigma. Well, on Circuit Royale, partially as Sigma, partially as Orisa. Ends up being all-star all-star performance. I mean, you drop a 40 bomb in that map, that's awesome. Like, not without extras, you know, with a full hold, and you still dropped a 40 bomb. Just shy of 44k damage in 3 maps. With only... We had 16 deaths there for Ginger on the day. You know, we were 110 and 16 with 44k damage. Total stats there for Ginger on the day. Your MVP here in this 3-0. GG's.